And hello, how's everybody doing? It's your boy ADAMXMILLI dropping in for another Sledders video. Welcome to episode 5 of Sledders series. Today we're going to be talking about your venture on over into High Peaks, the final map in the locations menu of the game. The first thing I wanted to let you know is what you're going to want to do is definitely switch to your 165 length track. You can do the Lynx, the Skidoo, the Polaris, or the Kitty. That would be your best bet because the steepness on this map, we just did the valley. Steepness is nearly max. It's only 1,093 yards by 1,093 yards. High Peaks is maxed. Max steepness and max size. It'll be the same size as Woodland, but it's going to be incredibly steep in comparison. And also the tree difference is it's slightly less trees, but because it's so much of an area, it just makes sense that you're going to need to have all those trees. So once you've decided, venture on in, and then we'll pick it up. Damn! So right off the whip, you can tell that there's a lot of steepness here. So your best bet, rip it. You're going to want to apply all those skills that I put in the first Sledders video, using your hop over, using your side hill. Holy pineapples. So because this map has the highest steepness, there are so many avenues that you can take to enjoy the size of the map, and also this max steepness that you can definitely give it a try. This is a more challenging map simply because the steepness is maxed, and as well as the size, so there are so many opportunities to do climbs, to ride around, do some powder drifting if that's what you guys are into, do some spelunking or some exploring. But as you can see right here, she's steep. And also there are trails on this map as well that you can drive around. It does not connect from one end to the other. So if you were to start here, rip around here, and work your way around, you could definitely, there's another branch off trail right here. There are some options for that, to go and enjoy that. There are also a couple of opportunities for trails that are not plowed. So it would look very similar to like a powder trail, like you would be driving on it for the very first time, having some fun exploring that. There's also a couple of those spots on hills that I found that are really nice. The fun ravine little drive where you're in this nice little cylinder, or like a trail, I guess would be the right word. But so the trick to this is, as you can tell from all my little spawners, you're going to want to find a spot where you want to ride up, and then you'll choose from there. So what I'm going to do to bypass some of that is I'm going to go over here. So as you can see right here, we got some steepness, but there are also some opportunities to even try, like if you wanted to go right here, you can try this hill. Obviously that was not a good one. But there are much more opportunities to do climbs here, and that is really the bread and butter of this game, is doing those climbs. So you'll find nice areas like this where you'll have multiple spots to try, even over here. But the steepness is so high in some of those places, like right here, you can't even, it's very difficult to see because the elevation is so high. If you were to use mods, you may be able to do it a little bit easier on those super peak ones, but honestly, that is a challenge like no other, going up that max steepness. A lot of it is rock opening as well, so you won't be able to ride up most of it, because as you can see right here on the left and the right, is there's all those stone and rocks sticking out. Well, not really rocks, more like the mountain itself sticking out. But you have totally the most amount of freedom, as well as just the explorability, the climbability. Oop, there you go, did a backflip on the 165. But even right here, there's a nice little climb. But I didn't make it. Jeez, we're still up. Oh, nope, not anymore. Damn. But the high peaks is definitely my favorite map to play on. If you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest seeking out the woodlands and the mountain and then also the valley. Just to get your feet wet, like even right here, look at this. Jeez, well, that didn't work. I saw it working way better in my head. But that's really what the battle is. A lot of this, because it's snow, it doesn't look like it's much of an incline. But once you get over to it, you will see that you see the sky and not the trail in front of you. You will be climbing straight up. You definitely want to take advantage of the hop over. You'll need that. And then also the leaning forward, because your snowmobile will lift off the ground because of all that elevation that you're climbing up. So you just want to keep that in mind. Using your brake tap to bring your front end down a little bit, because once you master those, then you can really start to tackle some of those more challenging climbs that are available. This is also the map where you can get the achievement or trophy for making it to the peak of High Peaks Mountain, the highest mountain. So that's a fun little achievement that you'll have to experiment around. I actually went to probably 4 peaks, and on the 4th peak was finally the one that I needed to get the achievement. So it will take some discovery and things like that, but this is definitely the most challenging and also, for me, the most fun map. But definitely have some fun, explore around. This is a giant map. If you don't want to ride on the trails because it's not as much fun as riding off, you can just ride on the inside of the trails here, and then you can circle over to go and explore these other zones. Because there are a lot of points of interest down here. There's another mountain peak over here. There's a big lake over here. More peaks, and then your bread and butter right here. This is where you'll spend a lot of your time trying to find that achievement if that's something you're going after. But other than that, it's going to be an explorative, exciting journey to see where you can go, to see what you can do. As you can tell, I had to climb up this way, so I put a bunch of spawners. Also, there's opportunities to do more climbs, which I think I said, but that's all right. But yeah, enjoy the high peaks, have some fun, try things you haven't tried before, and I would also suggest running that 165-inch track. That will make it the easiest for you, but it will not be easy if you're using it. So keep that in mind, have yourself some fun, look out for one another, and always remember, God bless.